So the opportunity came up to manufacture products, and we couldn't do it in the little tiny facility we had as a teaching studio, so we needed to expand out. So I had the bright idea of looking around still the Santa Monica area, and we found a location at
Glencoe and Venice.
Yeah, so it was catacorner to the high school. So it was an area that was residential, but on the corner they had a cleaners and a little bakery and various little stores. And at this point, the cleaner went out of business, and the store on the corner was up for lease. So we leased it, and John, I had no idea he had the talent to do this, went over there and put a new facade on the whole front of the building, wood, literally built out walls on the inside to have a recording studio and a practice room. And we were actually, this brochure came out for the Jim Chapin Clinic when we thought we were moving into that facility. It's got the address, 1527 Venice Boulevard, where I'm telling people we've got a studio, we've got a rehearsal space. I'm thinking we're going to open up any minute. This was in May 1976. It's coming. And so he builds out this studio, everything. We're going to have a store, we're going to have a recording studio, we're going to have a place in the back where we can make bass drum seats, because we didn't even have the pedals yet in those days.
We didn't have the pedals, but we had the seats, right. And there was a whole workshop with our first little drill press. And
the last thing to happen was for them to turn the electricity on, and...
So the electrician comes out. I think you were at home there. Or something.
No, I was. He had the huge. Or you called me. He had the huge.
I called you.
He had the huge truck, like they'd go work on
with the boom zoom to go up in the.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Wait a minute. You can't. We wanted what 100 amps.
Whatever you needed, yeah."
I said, "Okay, we need 100 amps." He says, "You can't put 100 amps into this place. That's illegal for this area or this residential."
On this corner, this zoning.
This zoning, that's what it was. And so I called you.
You called me first. Yeah, I said, "What do you mean he's saying you can't do it? He's not. That's not right. I come over there." He said, "No, it's not zoned. It's zoned for companies that would be fulfilling the needs of the immediate neighborhood, like a cleaners or a little bakery or a grocery store, but not music stores don't further. So I can't turn on the electricity." So we've now spent $3,000. I remember the exact amount. That's on John's budget to deck this whole place out. Truth be known, we had no money to put anything in it after that. So I don't know what the hell I was thinking about. But anyway, we had a great building that we could open up and say, we're in business. I called the realtor who leased it to me, and I said, "Hey, there's a problem here. The electric company came out and said that I can't operate a business like this in this zone." And I thought he would say, "Well, let me straighten that out." And he just said, "Oh, I didn't think they'd catch that." I'm like, hello? So this took several months for you to build. John did all the labor on his own. So I got an attorney, and I got my money back, my $3,000.
And we got out.
And at that point, this was in 76. This was just a couple of months. At that point, Tom Beckman came in and said, "Do you want to do Campco?" And we're like, boom. We're not going to have a recording studio. We're the teaching studio thing, I'll keep doing that at my house. Let's give this a shot. We need a place to manufacture things. And at that point, we moved to Gardena. And that was in 77.
In front of Ralph White's place.
Yeah, which was a junkyard.
Bieber Lighting. It was a junkyard.
It was a junkyard. And it was a little house in front that used to be a house on this property.
That's right, yes. And we went in, and by the way, years later he told me this, but I designed, because we had this adjustable seat with holes in it so you could take the things out, lower it or raise it, but put the bolts back in.
You enjoyed the slot, the thing that went in the slot.
And so I drew a thing with a slot in it, and I said to Ralph, "Can you make this, like blank amount?" He says, "How many do you want, like 10,000? I'm going, not 50? Exactly.
Right.
Can you just make a few? Anyway, he made them for us. He had a soft spot for Don and I. And that was, but later on in life, he was called Tri-Dye.
Yeah.
He admitted to me that was the first die they actually did.
We actually put them into that. You put them into that business of starting
yeah.
getting out of the junkyard business and getting into the stamping,
Getting into that.
die stamping business.
So that's how that got going.